Hey, Annabelle, how are you?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
Great. I am very much appreciating your little vibe hanging chair den. It's really nice.
I love
Um,
it.
I love it too. And I guess I just want to start by asking, it's always a loaded question nowadays, but like, how are you doing? How have you been hanging out through this quarantine crazy time?
Yeah, I mean, it has its ups and downs. This has been the biggest year of my career-wise for me, and everything's new. And so I'm just taking everything a day at a time. And some days I like have a lot of energy, and then some days I'm like, I don't know what to do today, but like I have things to do. So I don't know. I'm just kind of
Relatable.
up and down and just trying to kind of not watch the news as much unless like I really need to like be informed. And yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I love to hear when artists are saying, even though it's been a crazy year, you're totally right. Like, this is a huge year for you. Obviously, you've had so much music that has come out all throughout the year, and then of course Messing with Magic is finally out, which must be so exciting.
Yeah, I know.
And I definitely want to ask you about that, but I actually want to start by even like backing up a little bit, just because I have actually been like a fan of yours and known about you as an artist for so long. And you've been a staple on so many kind of like defining dance tracks, like reverse skydiving. I can always like hear it in my head whenever I say the name. So hot, and of course Underwater now.
Yeah.
And I feel like, I'm not sure if you have an answer to this question, but I would love to know, is there any sort of formula or something that you have when you go into creating a song like this, like to writing or singing on a memorable dance track?
Not really. What I've been telling people is what I do is I just kind of like let my subconscious take the lead. Like every once in a while I'll think of a song title and something I know, like I'll go into a session saying, okay, I want to write about this, and this is what we're going to write a song about today. But most of the time I work off of what the producer or musician is kind of just playing, and then I'll start like humming something, a melody, and then the words will start coming out, and then I'll just kind of write what it sounded like, what word I was kind of singing. And then all of a sudden it's like I'm writing about this whole thing. And so a lot of the time I just kind of let my brain just take the lead without me really thinking about it. And then Underwater, I literally wrote it by the first few lines. It was like, I can't wait up for you, thought you were on your way. I was like, what does that even mean? Like in the session I was like, I can't wait up for you, thought you were on your way, like I've got some shit to do. I was like, that sounds kind of lame. And then they were like, no, that sounds really cool.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, okay. And then it became this whole song, and that's how I made Underwater.
Amazing.
Yeah, with Paul Harris and my friend Carl Ryden, and we wrote the song. So yeah, I mean, and then that's what came out, and then all of a sudden we had this freaking, I love Underwater so much. It's so vibey.
Yeah. I love hearing your process and kind of how organic and natural it is, because sometimes it really is. It's just like the feeling, and maybe a word just feels right. And it's nice that, you can make a great kind of career out of songwriting in that kind of natural way.
Yeah.
I was saying before, I talked to you about Messing with Magic early on in this year. So I know that this is something that you have been sitting on for a couple of months now. So I'm sure you must feel so excited to be sharing it with the world, and especially during like a time like this. So talk to me a little bit about, reflecting on where you were when you were making Messing with Magic, and then versus now, kind of the feeling you're having now, having it out into the world for people.
Yeah, I mean, when I was making Messing with Magic, it was at a time where I just wanted to make as much music as possible. And so I was, I made the song Messing with Magic with Jamie Jones when he was living in LA, and I was just going to his studio and we were just writing on stuff. And then I was like, can I use this for my project? And then he was like, yeah. And I showed him So Hot and Spell My Name and all the other songs that were going to be on it. And so it just kind of became this like compilation of songs that I really love that I've been put out this year. And I think it's just an amazing, perfect way to conclude 2020 as like a way for me to like wrap it all up in a bow and just leave it out there for everyone to hear and see. And then start 2021 just so fresh and so clean, you know?
Yeah, no, definitely. I think it's quite the gift, I think, during a time when people are, you know, it's such an interesting thing. I've heard multiple different opinions from people about, since we're not able to go out to the dance floor and like go to the clubs and actually have a good time, whether or not it feels right to release dancey tracks. But I honestly feel like we need it more than ever, because it's like right now I'm listening to tracks that came out across 2020 and I'm like, yeah, I can't go out to the club, but I'm so looking forward to it. And it's like keeping me hopeful. So I feel like Magic will do that for people.
And the music that I've heard, like, why wouldn't you make dance music? Like, for me, I don't need to necessarily be at a club to listen to dance music. I can just put my headphones on right when I wake up in the morning if I'm in kind of a weird mood, and just blast dance music and like start doing the dishes or something. And it just feels so much better. And like just being in your car and like just owning the day versus like, so what, just because you can't play it at the club, you're not going to make dance music.
That's true. You know? It is like an instant mood booster if you just let it be that way without having you know, the club experience also. Tell me the story about the name behind Messing with Magic, because if I remember correctly, I think you had a really poetic and lovely kind of meaning behind it.
So it's funny because the other day I was telling this guy, I'm making my album is coming out, Messing with Magic, and he was like, oh, that's kind of scary. And I was like, actually, it's not. It doesn't mean like actual
magic. Scary magic.
I know. I'm like, not like, you know, but to me, magic is hope and faith and self-love, and it is all of the things that we want to achieve one day within ourselves. And to me, like, a lot of the songs on the album are about falling in love and having faith in that, and like going to places we've never been, and also letting go of things and relationships and like parts of ourselves that we hold on to for dear life. And so Messing with Magic is messing with that and like looking underneath the layers of all of that and digging deeper into who we are and like how big we can be and what we can be. So to me, magic is just another word for like self-love or all the things, like our highest selves. It sounds so like our highest selves, but like that's what I mean though, for real.
I mean, I feel like from when you told me about it before, I remembered it was something really meaningful like that. And sometimes it sounds a little, you know, silly, but at the same time, I think it's something a lot of us have spent a lot of time with this year, being at home with ourselves and, you know, feeling up and down. So I'm so glad that you have given the world Messing with Magic, so now we can have some fun and think about those nice thoughts also. So thanks so much for coming to the Newsfloor. And I like to end these off by asking our artists to pick a track to play. So your choice off of Messing with Magic. What do you want to play for the people?
Underwater. Why not?
All right, let's do it. There's a great video for it too, so why not, right?
Yes.
Perfect. Okay, well, thank you so much, Anabel. You are wonderful, and congrats again on the album.
Yeah, thank you.